We have a small panel starting with us tonight, and it will get bigger as the night goes into this discussion of what's happening now with PvP and Warpath. So I think everybody has noticed so far their infamy is staying still. Well, right now it's just Zach and I on the panel, and we have figured it to be a good reason to kind of have a breather until Warpath. But infamy is currently frozen. You will not gain or lose any till the new PvP season starts. What you will have is that you will keep until PvP season starts again. So if you get attacked or you attack somebody else, you don't lose your infamy. When Warpath starts, you'll only gain honor. They are not sure the exact date of the next PvP season at this time, but Warpath will be based solely on honor. There is a battle issue only affecting War Commander, not all of their games. So if you are not repairing, or if it looks like you are stuck in an attack, they already know about the issue. They are currently working on it. No time frame set as to when it will be fixed, but we'll see how it goes. So what I'm going to do now is go ahead and go through the update notes. Erwin, welcome to the show. Phoenix, welcome. All right, so let me go ahead and screen share and start on the notes. All right. Let's see. 9.19 release notes. The following changes and fixes are being applied in the Wednesday, May 8th update. Warpath Ultra. Commander, it is time for a magnificent weekend of blood and mayhem. Warpath Ultra begins massive payouts of blood thorium, and for the first time, the chance to join DNK, definitely not Kickside, in battle for the next Warpath. The sectors are ready, Commander. Are you? The start is May 10th at 10 a.m. PDT, and May 13th, 10 a.m. PDT. Now, if you don't know who DNK is, the moderators that come in with 40,000 honor, and they come into different random sectors, and people constantly say, oh, they're hacking. No, they can do that themselves. So they do that for the player to come hit them. And that way they can gain infamy, not infamy, they can gain honor for Warpath. So every so many hours or days, they will re-up the honor to get it to where more people will come back to hit them. They actually are not allowed to hit other players, but they can snipe your tunes. So let's go on to the next part. PvP Season 13 ends. Great work, Commander. Another season of PvP has come and gone. Thank you for playing and competing against one another. There will be a small break for PvP as the team looks into work on and improve the PvP experience. You will still continue to receive your weekly payouts during the week. We are excited about the new season of PvP, and thank you for your patience as we wait to roll over. So basically, that freeze that you are seeing now with the infamy, that's why. They have to, what they were going to work on and implement during towards the end of the last season, they stopped. So it wouldn't affect anything that was going on last season, and they're going to try to make sure they make it correct for this season to start. So content changes. Gear store update. Check out the newest updates to the gear store. we are giving the gear store a refresh of content. New components for heroes and uniques are on their way. This update includes new text for Tony and Bishop. Heavy turrets. Just when you thought turrets couldn't get any stronger, we've added new levels to upgrade to. Let me make sure everything's good. Yep, everything's good. All right. Upgrade your heavy turrets all the way to level 20 and suppress the enemy with new levels of lethality. I can't even say that. Heavy turrets are on the cornerstone of any defense, so we've made it easier for you by lowering the upgrade times on all existing heavy turret levels, whether it is clearing the air or crushing the ground. These new upgrades are sure to give you the edge on the battlefield. Bug fixes. PvP tag and low morale icon and text overlapped fixed. Warning about losing damage protection if you use the A key shortcut to attack an RF base is fixed. The Gen 2 armored platform swap to Gen 2 pop-up has overlapping text. That is also fixed. Now, even with the new base, the Screamer, deploying and retreating the Screamer will cause effects to remain if the player doesn't reload the base, and that was fixed. Now, I'm not sure if they actually compensated the players that had that issue. I'm sure they did. They usually do. But if you put a ticket, they usually will look at it and compensate you. Orbital Hammer is not dealing as much damage as it should, and that's fixed. And personally, I did see that, and that's why I did not use it as much, so I'm glad it is fixed. Mission floatly text appears on the battlefield, and that's fixed. And I don't know about any of y'all, but I never saw that. Blitz prompt missing when completing missions, bases, that's fixed. Players are sometimes unable to scout the Screamer base when Lancers are present. Lancers have been removed. Now, I do remember seeing the Lancers in the bases, but I didn't have that issue that they are saying that was there for, and I did get a couple of bases, and I did give some away. So, I don't remember seeing that, but they said that the Lancers have been removed, so it'll be interesting to see if it's any easier next time. So we'll go on straight into Warpath. All right, so it's Warpath Ultra. This is how it works. The start date is May 10th at 10 a.m. PDT. End date is May 13th at 10 a.m. PDT. I think that's California time. Ultra rules. Attack individual players twice while Warpath Ultra is active. The 5-minute PvP cooldown will be disabled in Warpath Ultra. Double prizes. Earn double blood thorium and medals at the end of Warpath Ultra. So basically it's like the same as last time. Honor. Earn honor from player-based engagements. Honor can only be earned twice per player-based engagement. Winning honor improves your position on the leaderboard. Reach higher leaderboard divisions to unlock increasingly powerful prizes. Honor earned is based on your level and honor difference. Winning an attack against someone with more honor than you will result in more honor won. Perma damage protection. After your second attack concludes for any reason, including in attack, the attacked player will be placed under a perma damage protection, preventing further attacks only from the original attacker until Warpath concludes. Standard damage protection. Standard damage protection times are set of 4 hours for the duration of Warpath. For the prizes, grand prize, join the DNK. Warpath prizes are getting sweeter. The winner of this Warpath will be offered a chance to fight with the DNK Alliance during the next Warpath. There is no easy task, and there is only can be one winner. So fight hard, Commander. So what does this mean? It means only for one warpath, but you'll be able to do what they're doing. Um, and I'm pretty sure they'll tell you more of what the rules are for the next warpath when you do it with them. Grand prize breakdown. The top player at the end of the current warpath will join the DNK Alliance and get the DNK tag. The winner will be added to our super secret code and not suffer defensive repair costs. The winner will continue to gain and lose honor like normal player, but will look cool doing it. The winner will have the honor stripped at the end of warpath to other payouts, so they will not place on the leaderboard. The winner will instead be guaranteed a top tier payout. They've earned it. So that's what the leaderboard payout table looks like. The Diamond Division, as long as you got at least 10,000 and above, it's the same as last time. You'll get 12 Blood Thor and 300,000 medals. The Platinum 8 and above, you get 8 Blood Thor. Medals earned will be 220,000. Gold Division, 6,000 honor or above, you get 6 Blood Thor, 160,000 medals. Silver Division, 4,000 honor and above, 4 Blood Thor, 120 medals earned. Bronze Division is 2,000 honor or above. Blood Thor earned is 4. And yeah, 120,000. I think I said it already. I'm not sure. Bronze is 2,000 with a Blood Thor 2. Medals earned, it's 100,000. And just for hitting one only little base, you get 1 honor and 1 Blood Thor, and medals earned 50,000. So, say for instance, if you're in a territory where they say as long as you got infamy and honor, we won't hit you. Well, if you don't have the infamy, just go hit in 1 base and you'll get the 1 honor. And you'll still get some, you'll get a Blood Thor, which, like, if a bunch of people have more than 1 account, I'm sure that's what they'll do, at least. Blood Exchange, legendary. The Blood Exchange just got a whole lot more legendary. We are adding the following units to Blood Exchange: legendary laser tank, legendary mega tank, legendary hellfire, legendary hellstorm, and legendary raptor. So, with that in question, I'll have to go back to Hangout. So, what are y'all's thoughts on these units and warpaths and the no trophy? Are you going to even do warpath? Zachary, what do you think? You can type in here and I'll tell them. I think he's going to even skip it. You say it on YouTube? Okay, that'll work. And Storm Chaser, welcome to the channel. He says, and just to be clear, those are legendary unit unblocks, not tokens for the legendaries. That is correct. Welcome to the channel, TJ Lawrence, Anonymous, Erwin, Phoenix, Storm. All right. So what I'm going to do is... Oh, no. Storm never scares anybody away. In fact, why don't you go meet him on that warpath and see what happens. He's got a good base. Storm, do you want to shed light on the DNK? When did the DNK start? How long ago? DNK? When did it? When did the DNK start? How long ago? Hey, anonymous.
Hey, what's up? Your panel was looking a little bit light. I figured I'd come keep you guys company.
Oh yeah, just mute your YouTube and you're good to
Oh,
go.
whoops. Sorry about that. Rookie mistake.
Oh, you're fine. You're fine. I appreciate you joining. Well, you gotta figure they've been sabbatical for about 3 months, and they're just coming back and trying some new things and just going from there and so what did you have a chance to read over the update notes and everything, and what's your thoughts on this whole warpath?
The Warpath. I mean, the DNK thing is definitely intriguing. Um, I'm wondering if that DNK tag will be a permanent thing as long as you're wearing the tag, or is it just limited to the upcoming Warpath, or exactly how that's going to work out. And also, the formula that they currently have is extremely easy for low level players to exploit, or somebody with a alternate account exploiting, so that they can take a much higher payout from much lower bases and so on and so forth. So I think it's going to be almost impossible to obtain that prize with their current formula.
Yeah, Storm says he's not entirely sure how many warpaths ago that they started DNK up, but in all time we've been fighting you guys off in warpath. We've heard a lot of interest of players wanting to join DNK. Oh, okay. So there's never a permanent way to join it, just a temporary one for the next warpath, right? And then they just go back to being their clan tag and all that after that. Storm. The idea would be in the next warpath, the top player would get to join DNK just for that warpath. So that answers that question. All right.
I mean, if that's going to be an option, I think it would be much more beneficial for Kixeye and a lot more interesting for the players if it wasn't a lower level account. Um, because it's easier for them to gain the honor. So I mean, if you look at the leaderboards, I actually just opened up the game now. Let me see what level of the top
Mm-hmm.
um, Warpath. Division's empty. The leaderboard's not working.
Yeah, it's just a little bit
So,
everything's kind of right now.
yeah. So that kind of scratches that. But usually there's an awful lot of low levels that are up there, alternate accounts. So I mean, it's pretty much just free honor for somebody. I would like a much more difficult base to attack with much higher rewards during Warpath. That's something that's more fun to me as a player. I
Well,
mean, it would just be a shame if a level 42 or something ended up getting that because of the current payout system.
yeah, and I guess they would suspect that the one that gets the highest amount would probably have to be a higher level player, right, Storm? I'm not sure about that. Or would it even really matter? Because he says it would get kicked out right after Warpath.
Yeah, what
No
happens if
tag,
your
free
clan won't
hit.
take you back?
You better leave me on a good note, right? He says, we will like to continue offering a DNK spot to the top player every warpath going forward if this works well. But yes, I'll concede that the honor exchange formula is not the best right now. Yeah, we have to agree with you there. So we'll be working on improving that. Well, oh, each warpath. So we're getting all right. So question: we got rid of the trophy for invasion, didn't we, Storm? That's permanent, right?
No.
So I'm assuming that we're getting rid of the trophy for Warpath now.
Uh-oh.
Uh oh.
I'm a collector. I love my trophies.
Yeah. So what about the events? Are the events going to just stick with the trophies and that's it? We gotta give them time to type. I don't know. It's just we're going to be losing a lot of people wanting to do it for more than just Blood Tour. Usually they like that trophy.
Yeah, that and the blood Thor payouts are super important right
Yeah.
now, especially with all the new levels for the legendary BFG and so on and so forth.
Okay, so the idea for Warpath is the DNK invite is appealing to people. The event will still have a trophy. Okay, so it could go either way, is what you're saying, depending on how they feel about the DNK versus a trophy, or that oh, increasing base load times. Okay.
One thing I'd love to see is the DNK players, the original ones, be allowed to attack back during Warpath. After all, it is a war game, and it.
Yeah, they won't allow them.
Yeah, it's come
They
on.
can only snipe. That's about it. I mean, I know when Storm comes to 80, I allow him to use my tunes to open back up, or any of my depots, he can just hit one of them and then he can just open back up and just have at it. Um, so he's saying, so I'd like to start slowing down the rate at which everyone are getting trophies.
Yeah,
That could be a good and a bad thing too. I don't know if you hear my youngest laughing in the background. She's laughing at just about everything right now. Probably at the shadows if you look at it. Before our bases get as bad as Farmville. Trying to open up a base with hundreds of different things trying to load. Well, they would just have to turn off that little, what do you call it? That thing on the top.
animations
Yeah,
there.
animations, and that takes care of that. I thought that was supposed to make it fun.
Well, if we're not gonna get as many trophies, could we possibly get some taller trophies that we can hide stuff behind? I really like the small footprint, really tall trophies. Those ones are the
Yeah.
best.
So, Storm, are you saying that that's the reason why we're having all these DCs in game? That's a trophy.
And the wall blocks. Don't
Oh
forget the wall
yeah,
blocks.
that's true. He says trophies do cause a lot of lag. Yeah, contributing factor for sure. Yeah, I have to agree. I have to agree. But at the same time, what if y'all wind up losing a bunch of players due to lack of trophies? Because haven't there been uh, a greater and greater lack of participation in invasion due to no trophy?
I think invasion is just kind of one of those things where it's just not as fun. It doesn't really, keep your attention captured. The payouts weren't exactly phenomenal. So, I mean, Holdout's got great payouts. Warpath is much more involved. It's a lot more fun. Every player base is different, so it keeps your attention longer. But as
Huh?
far as
What? Oh no, no, I'm kidding. Go ahead. I'm listening. You're talking about attention span. I was like, whoop.
I see what you did there. Oh, look, something shiny.
But go ahead.
Uh, but yeah, I mean, it's just the onslaught was. I dread onslaught just because it's so many waves of defense, and it's just AI. It's not very interesting to me.
Invasion has its own issues because once you upgrade your base once, you can kind of set for future invasions for a good while, so it can get boring for some players, which is why we don't run them as much anymore. Yeah. Actually, for a while there, I was hoping that y'all would switch out the event for Warpath, have Warpath every month.
Or that PvP tier in the events. Oh yeah,
Yeah. Oh, I loved the events back whenever they would swap it where you didn't have to do it in order.
yeah,
And they didn't even think about. I'm not sure if they meant for that to happen, but once they, I guess, realized people were taking such advantage out of that, they made sure that you had to go through the whole thing. You couldn't go for this and that and this and that. Because you knew you would lose your tunes from doing all the higher level stuff first. They wanted you to be able to coin it, so by the time you got to the higher stuff and you want to get it done, you had to coin it in order to be able to get everything done within like that day and not wait for a day's repair.
yeah.
He
The event.
says he can do, which is why we don't run them as much anymore. I do find Warpath more engaging. He says because you never know how another human player is going to attack. So it's much more dynamic kind of an event. That's true. I think more Warpath has room to evolve. Yeah, warm. That's a warm feeling there because I enjoyed that interaction with other players more. Because I would be more willing to go out and hit somebody for that blood sword than just medals. Because medals get old after a while, especially when you have everything.
Uh,
Um,
the
Perhaps we could see D&K attacking at some point in the future. I would love that. I would love it.
yes,
Oh yes, yeah,
and then
definitely.
rewards for successfully defending against DNK. That would be
Yeah. For special rewards for hitting online players or rewarding successful defense. Now that's actually when I hate to bring this up, but when I worked for Big Point and I was a forums mod, we all and this was ships versus ships, not base versus base. So we were like flying around in space and all this other crap. It's the same thing that we did as players. Nothing affected our account except for what we got paid out as mods per month. Okay, but that's a different game. That's not War Commander. Okay, totally different game. Okay, when we did like every 3 months, we did moderator versus players. We would go through the maps off of different United Kingdom versus America servers versus whatever servers. So we pick different set of servers, every 3 months, and we'd all have all these ships all decked out. We would be all in a clan. We would have maxed out everything, all the most current stuff. And then we would have players come after us, and then we would all sit there and defend each other and attack the players. And at the end of it, we would have all these logs that would show who all defended and attacked, and whoever was successful at killing the moderator. And it could be all the way up from a mod to developer would have these accounts all matched out. It would be locked at the end of that 1 to 3 days that we would have that available. And I think that would be a great option for War Commander to do too, and more fun for the moderators as well. So he says, perhaps, okay, let's see. There's a lot of variants that we could look into. Yeah, definitely. I would, the one day that you are able to do a 1v1 with another player for Warpath, let me know. I will hook you up. And we can do a live PvP if you want. Um, he knows I can kick his ass. I did it last time with one tune, 3-starred, gave him something to think about. I respect him greatly. He knows I respect all of them. And I would love for him to come and kick my ass.
the way that the bases are evolving and the new units that are coming out. There's definitely a new level of strategy involved in attacking. It's it's definitely really interesting. I love leaving my base open at night now. Before I used to always get a friendly bubble, go to
Yeah.
bed. And now I love leaving it open because I only get a 1 star on my base, and I get to look through all the stuff that they've lost. So
Oh,
it's
he says he. Oh, I don't know. He says he's got some new toys. Wow. Might not be so easy for you next time. I don't know. I scout bases first before I hit them. That's how I knew where your stuff was. Phoenix says it's not always the toys that you have and how to use them. Nailed it. Exactly. I'm the missile queen,
no,
honey.
but they help.
Spoil all the fun. Storm, do you have any idea of the time frame of when the next PvP is, or it just really all depends on whenever they fix what they have planned? As I recall, the last time that I saw Storm, he was level 47. Next season, yeah. Is there a time frame on that, or it just depends on whatever they get the kinks
We got
for this one?
Warpath this week, event I
Yeah,
think
because
next week.
probably after event, right?
Hopefully, maybe another Warpath after event.
That's what you and I would hope for. I don't think that's what Kickside had plans for. We're aiming for after the event. All right, so we nailed that one. Good. That won't be too bad because if the warpath is down, then that should be the 23rd. Okay, so next PvP, unconfirmed, but it should be ready by maybe the 23rd.
Now I know that this is all subject to change, and uh, much as with everything else that you guys tease us with. But do you have any tips, any insights as to what's been changed for the PvP season so far, or is it all still kind of up in the air? Sorry, my phone's going a little nuts.
You're fine.
Oh my goodness.
I got a hammer for that phone if you want it.
It's not just the phone, it's the phone and the watch. The phone goes off, then the watch goes off, then the phone goes off again.
Oh, that's okay, honey. I have to kick my husband out into his man cave in the garage because otherwise his phone will be going off every 5 seconds.
Ooh, he said accept with an ellipsis at the end. That means there's something else coming.
I think I'm going to hold off on making any specific announcements about those changes now, except, ooh, come on, give us something. Give us something. Give us something. To tease that we're looking into reward people for staying outside of bubbles.
Ooh, I've heard whispers about this.
Yeah.
Possibly bonus infamy for staying out of a bubble. Possibly extra buffs for your faction for staying out of a
Yeah,
bubble.
that's an idea.
I've heard lots of different things, but you never know what's a rumor and what's true.
Yeah.
And they're still talking. There's people still talking about
Phoenix has an
downside
idea.
and effectivism.
Yeah. And while we got you, I've been asked, what the hell are we going to do about these depots? Are we going to get infamy for taking somebody's depot, or is that going to remain the same? Specifically, to be announced later. Okay, that's cool. What about those depots? Are we going to start getting infamy for attacking depots? Because they hardly give out nothing.
If I had to guess, I would guess that those depots are probably going to be done away with.
Oh,
And
no, 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 no.
oh, I think they're going to be a different type of depots.
Mm.
Possibly a new resource that's crucial to upgrading stuff that we don't have yet, maybe.
The plan for depots is also not finalized. The tentative plan. What, to turn them into Thor depots?
Some old Veracraft giant thorium deposits.
Eh.
They can force the enemies to pop their bubble if they want their thorium.
Gold depots. Yeah, right. That's a wishful thinking there. Would be to remove all those old legacy depots and replace them with depots that actually matter.
Woohoo.
Oh, okay. Gen 2 building parts deposits are the top priority right now. Nice. Wait a minute, more deposits? Crap.
That's okay. That's all right. I loved that old gameplay where you could go into a sector and you could take their thorium depots and destroy their bases and take all their stuff, and they had to actually pop if they wanted it back, and they had to fight you for it, and
Mhm.
it created a lot more activity between players, and it was awesome.
Gen 2 building parts depots are the top priority right now, but it's quite likely we'll do others that pay out other kinds of things, maybe Bastion resources, maybe parts for uniques.
Oh, that would be cool.
Oh, okay. I don't know how the hell y'all gonna put that crap together, but I'd love to see it. Cause I mean, in it, once you get to 1,000 depots, your account locks up. How you gonna manage past that?
See, the only thing I really hated about the depots that you had to maintain was you had to defend them with your own platoons, and no matter what you did, it was always really easy for the other players to take them from you, and there was no good structures that you could really use to help you defend them.
And he says, imagine what if there was a deposit during Warpath that gave you honor while you held it. How does that sound?
That sounds fun. That
That
sounds really fun.
that does sound fun. That does sound fun. Yeah. So one of the things I thought about doing is, let's see, I'm gonna get back into my base here shortly and pull up something here. So I'm gonna give my base time to take care of itself. Actually, I probably better open it in Kickside. I got too many chat windows popping up. All right,
Oh,
so while that's doing that,
so yeah, all those messages and notifications you've been hearing,
yeah. And what's that?
Dark Shadows. He's PMing me going ding 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 da da ding ding.
You asshole.
I'll just leave this open so it stops making noise.
Yeah, what's funny is like he started calling me Ghostface Killer, and I said "F you." You know
Oh,
he's listening, so I called it like I sees it. All right, damn 99%. This one,
these new turrets look pretty cool. Yeah.
yeah, it does, it does. In fact, I was gonna try to screen share what I have up so far. Debo, what's up?
How's it going, guys?
Oh, it's going pretty good. How about you?
I can't complain.
Subby.
So, what do you think of all this Warpath stuff?
I haven't actually had a chance to look it over yet.
Aw. We know they're not doing trophies anymore for a while.
Just for Warpath, or
Yeah, Warpath.
oh, sweet! I have no reason to do it now.
What about all that precious blood thorium to upgrade your BFG?
Mine's 8 right now. I'm content.
Ooh, 8. I've only got level 3. How do you like it?
That's pretty cool. But I mean, yeah, trophies were the big reason why I was doing it. So
See, now you got two people that don't want to do it now. Me and him. All
What
right,
about the
so
Cerberus hero? We're gonna have to upgrade that too.
yeah.
That's a good one.
So what I'm gonna do is share screen. Ooh, pretty. Okay. All right. Turn that off and hide that. So
Storm just said, "Tell me more about this gold tune cheat."
what?
I don't know. That's what he just said in YouTube.
I don't know either.
I don't know what that is.
All right. So basically, I'm gonna have to move two of my turrets out. Do y'all see my base on YouTube?
I'm checking
Yeah,
now.
I see it.
Okay. And somebody's got YouTube in the background.
Yeah, I just clicked it on. I didn't have time to mute it.
Okay. All right. So basically, what he is saying, as far as it is definitely worth the while changing, is if you look at your platforms. Um, let's see, one that hasn't been changed yet. All right. If you were to change platform to, say, for instance, go to advanced structure and oh, I hope there was a beer.
Mm-hmm.
So basically, a level 1 plated hello platform is late. If you go to armor platform, if your armor platform is maxed, you have 3,075,000 health. So if you take 3 days or 13 gold, look
130.
at look at how much armor you get.
It's quite a bit. This is one of those things that's kind of off-putting to me
Yeah,
because I mean, for as little as 6 days for somebody who only has level 5, they can have the same structure that I currently have, and I had all maxed platforms previously. So I mean, not like they really took a beating, not like they really did much of anything because the turrets you put on top of them did little to no damage. As a matter of
right.
fact, I think every one that I had was a support turret. It's just the fact that somebody who starts a new account, they get a offer that puts them up to level 38 instantly, can then proceed to place some of the same structures I have in my base, and now I'm level 49.
Yeah.
That's something that's really off-putting for me.
Well, I
Well,
think I think you're missing the level gap though. If they only have turrets that are level 5, they're not going to get that full amount, from what I understand.
yeah, they're not. They're not. So
Uh,
like,
yeah. So
No,
so
it's gonna take 6 days instead of 3 days. They just build it. It takes twice as long to swap it over, and
no,
then
but what
other
I'm
than that, it's
no.
exactly
But what I'm saying is that your current turret level. So you have max stats on your turret stand itself.
yeah,
yeah.
If unless I'm wrong, please correct me. But with it being maxed, it has a specific number of damage it can take. At level 10, it would be different. So, from what I understand, those level 2 turrets would not be as strong as if they were to change them
No,
over from max.
it's the exact same platform. The armor and everything is exactly the same. It's just a Gen 2
Really?
platform.
See, I
Yes.
didn't know that.
yeah, yeah,
And it's the big thing is it's not really the platform that's an issue. It's the firepower that you get on top of them. Those new turrets are immensely strong.
yeah. Like
So
if you go into
Oh,
the
I've seen
turret I
some
have,
yeah, I've seen some videos on there.
Look at that damage per second. Per second. See. Now, if you were to look at an avalanche, that's only 46,000. That's what they're talking about. What they're trying to do is make the bases to where they're eventually equal to the units that are coming in.
Mm-hmm.
That's how they're doing this. So if you're going to go from damage per second 46,000, but can hit everything versus what you'll have the combo pack again just to be able to fight them off. Wouldn't you change it over just to be able to have this kind of damage towards ground, for example?
Yeah.
I mean, the rate of fire, yeah, is less, but when you got that much damage, who cares?
Yeah.
And the range is not that much not that much off. Plus, you'll have more range once all this stuff is maxed, and you'll have even more damage once this stuff is maxed. You know?
I see this type of change coming to a lot of other buildings or a lot of other things.
Yeah.
I don't think it's going to stop at just these 9, but that's strictly speculation right now.
Now, when you look at these other turrets, let's see. Trying to think where I got everything. I gotta move this in order to get into it. I believe. Yeah, it'd be easier than me having to sift through all of this stuff. All right, so the lead storm will hit everything, but like if you want, if you have a corpus faction, you want that corpus buff, you wouldn't be able to use. Well, I guess that would be good, just a survivor buff, I guess, wouldn't it?
I don't think that a lot of people are looking at that buff anymore because
Yeah, I don't think so either.
I mean, realistically, the way to go is a mix and match. I mean, I personally, I'm trying as hard as I can to stay all survivor.
Yeah.
But those new turrets for the Corvus are amazing.
Yeah, look at that. If you got all that and you got DPS 490,000 and it can hit air too.
Oh, they're like I mean, I've watched siege squadrons just melt.
Yeah.
They're amazing, and I'm talking like nothing in your bunkers, just using a few of them.
Yeah. And then when you look at the upholder, that's not like air worthy, but that's for Sentinel.
I'll
And
give you a piece of advice on that upholder. I would just leave it locked. Don't even bother.
don't even bother with it.
You
What's your
can,
take on it? Have you played with it? You just don't like it?
you can dodge the projectiles that it shoots out. So,
Ew.
Really?
Is it
yeah,
slow?
it's really slow moving. You can if you're coming in with Romero and that turret shoots at it, Romero just sidesteps the bullet and keeps on going. So
Oh, okay. So your take would be lead storm in sledge or what?
I personally I did the lead storm and the sledge. I've currently right now I'm running a broken faction because I really like the lead storms.
Okay, because yeah, it's a multi-target machine gun turret. It can target up to 5 enemies at once. Corpus faction bonus eligible, requires Gen 2 platform. So yeah, now supposedly once you change it over, you can't change it back, but I don't see that as locked yet. But they may fix that later on. Um, let's see, 3 days for each one. Yeah, I mean, you have to kind of move over to all this stuff because you see all this new unit come out and it has such high health and such a good meat shield. You kind of have to go to this next stage, otherwise you're just going to get rammed and 3-starred, and they're going to go and do about 20 other bases in repair.
That sledge would be far better if it fired like the Roland does, where you have 4 shots and then reload, or 5 shots and then reload. But right now, for me, the sledge is just too slow on the reload time. So,
Oh, it is.
yeah. I mean, the damage is nice. The idea that you get your survivor's bloodlust on it is great, but it's just the reload time is so slow.
So have you played with how many of this versus this you probably need in your base yet to be able to be effective?
My base is completely maxed out, um, except for like resource buildings and stuff like that. I mean, I've played with everything except for the new heavy platforms that they released today because honestly, in my opinion, it's just too much to ask after everything else that they've released recently. So your total gold cost on the new turrets is 1,500 gold per turret. Times four is 6,000 gold to do all four of those new turrets to max level.
Ooh.
But yeah, so if I were to make recommendations, I would tell you to have at least four of the lead storms in your base.
4 lead storms and probably the rest of the other one.
Yeah, I'm not going to tell you where to put them, but
I can tell Chris how where to put them, but I'll just keep that to myself. Alright, so Storm says that he's a level 45 and he's a free to play player. Only have one Gen 2 platform so far because I've been so busy upgrading other stuff still. Let's see. Smokes, I'm hearing in the grapevine that the conversation to new platform weekends of base. Is there any foundation for this that you've heard? Have y'all heard of it? Anything?
With it being weaker.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've been running a few tests on it. Certain things definitely kill it a lot faster than just my standard maxed out turret. Um, but I think we're trying to compile as much of that together as we can and get it to kick safe. So if there are any more issues, it could be fixed.
Okay.
I know when they were first released, Romero was targeting them, but I think that's since been fixed. I mean, and when I say targeting them, I mean targeting them with his rocket launcher instead of his C4.
Okay.
So maybe he was throwing the C4.
Are you sure it wasn't to a floater?
No, I'm sure it was the plated one. I was actually kind of upset about that when I placed all 9 of them in my base and was
Oh.
like, oh no, now somebody can completely destroy me with the Ramiro. Dang it.
Well, a lot of people don't
Uh,
even have Romero, but for ones that do, they'll tell you it kicks ass. And chews bubblegum.
oh yeah, he kicks ass, takes names, and he's all out of names to take.
Yeah, but but I use Romero a lot, so I mean, it it makes the player want to use walls back in their base for those who kept on saying that, oh, I want to take walls out because of splash damage and all that stuff, and what the jug can attack and so forth. But when it comes to Romero, I mean, I don't know if I want to put the walls back in or keep it out, just because it's so funny watching him squat just to be able to shoot at something. uh, just for kicks and giggles, Storm, what do you think about the what do you call the new ones that just came out? What we call the fart boxes. I'm trying
Oh,
to think.
Manticores.
And of course,
Yeah, Storm, what do you think about them? About us having fun names for some of these new units? Are you laughing at any of them? Is there any of them that's your favorite, like the Annihilators? We call them that the other way, Annihilators.
I don't know why you guys do that. I love that fucking unit.
Are you serious?
I swear to God, I love that thing.
What do you use it for? Because I haven't found a use for it yet.
I use it for a lot of PVE.
Oh, dang it.
It honestly is badass. I mean, mine are obviously level 20, but I mean, I actually enjoyed it thing. I added one to my raid tune now. I use it for my PVE stuff. They're really good.
Just a big bullet sponge, huh?
No, it's not only that. I mean, it actually does decent damage. And I mean, with everything else that I'm running in those tunes, man, everything keeps up really well. It all kind of flows together, and it kicks pretty good ass. It packs a decent punch. Throw the corrosion shells on there, man. I mean, that helps.
I suppose I'll have to play with it a bit more during the event. I have level 20s as well, so I brought them into a player base right away, and was completely turned off on them and put them directly into the armory.
See, now I'm actually hearing now that they're pretty decent for base defense as well. I haven't got to mess with them that much on that side of it, but I'm sure I'm going to do some testing and play around with it just like I do everything else.
Don't do it.
Don't do it.
So how many you usually put in a tune though?
You can put 7, I think, is max.
But is that usually how you use it? How you use
No,
them?
I won't just use. I won't. There isn't anything in this game that's that great that you can just run it by itself. I mean,
Right.
phalanx used to be it.
Right.
Technicals, you run a full plat of technicals nowadays. It's not really the greatest thing either. So I usually run 2. On some occasions, I was running 3.
What unit is he talking about that he likes that you guys don't like? What?
Oh, it's the Annihilator, but
Oh. Well, every unit you're gonna have a hit and miss. Like the judge, like when it first came out, everybody wanted to get it, and then all of a sudden it's just like so much repair time and it's so slow. But after a while, you got people that forget about the judge, and all of a sudden their units die, and then just they get so much lag and whatever, and then the Kraken, and it's the same thing. It's just every single new unit that comes out, you got to get used to it, and then you got to find out whether or not it will fit with your fighting style and your defending style. And if it doesn't, then just don't use it, or use it for other things like for invasion if you want. I like the fact that they're doing metals higher metal payout for invasion, and that was the only reason why I started doing back invasion. And did I coin for like the last 2 to repair my base? Yeah, I did. But that was just to get the higher times, for better payout. That's
yeah,
it.
my hat's off to him for this last invasion.
Yeah.
Invasion kind of went stagnant for a little bit, and then I know my biggest downside to the invasion was the fact that you can replay it all you want, but all you got was a better time. Instead of the way invasion first came out, where you could replay it for the prizes. And even though it was there wasn't any techs in this invasion, we just got metals and thorium. It was definitely worth the extra playthroughs just for the little extra prizes were nice.
And and even though the infamy is frozen for right now, until they take care of everything, at least we know for one thing they're being truthful and not saying it's us.
No, they screwed up. Sorry.
But so basically, across the panel, are y'all going to? I know it was kind of initially at the beginning, but are y'all not going to do Warpath, or are y'all going to do it for the Blood Thor?
Oh, I'm doing it for Blood Thor.
Okay, I'll do it for Blood Thor.
Blood Thor, hell
Okay.
yeah!
All right, so we're all still pretty much thinking about doing it for Blood Thor at least, but you not sure still?
I don't know. We'll see how it plays out.
I'm telling you, man.
I'm sitting on
service.
I'm sitting on 56 Blood Thor right now. I'm not sure what to do with it, and I'm not being on game too much with all I got going on. But I got 56 Blood Thor just sitting there. So
Oh, Destry, you should give me some.
I wish we could like bargain with it. But after the payout from everything that we just went through, and this what was it 13 payout, I don't even know if it was correct or not. But I got 56 Blood Thor that I'm settling on.
56 Blood Thor. So, in other words, is Warpath even a thing for you anymore?
No, it is. Because I like to hit.
Well, who doesn't? Otherwise, we play Farmville, right?
Right. I mean, I like being hit. We all do it differently. I was hoping the one would have been on here tonight, but he wasn't. But anyways.
All right. Well, I mean, yeah, they keep coming out with new units and stuff like that. Would y'all want Blood Thor to be used for additional items, or what do you think what they have now is perfect?
I think the way it's going is pretty good. I would like to see. I mean, we're sitting on 3 older heroes now that I know that within time they're going to be dropping the bases on, so that way we can start ranking them up.
Holy crap! Smog is sitting on 90 Blood Thor.
That's a hoarder. How do you not spend that stuff, man?
Well, if you're like me, I mean, you play when you can. So shit slips by you. Sorry for that, but stuff
You're
slips
fine.
by you, and I don't know. I was about ready to give up. To be honest with you guys, I was gonna come on a show tonight and announce my retirement and just walk away from this game.
Aw.
But there's a but. I'm not quite ready to do that yet. I
Well,
spent I spent a lot of time in this game. I've met so many different enemies, so many different friends, so many different friend enemies. Yeah, I mean, it's the people that we do this shit for. So let's just keep on keeping on, I guess.
well, Destry, what do you think Kickside should do to keep a player from wanting to quit? What do you think needs to be changed?
Oh man, that's a loaded question.
Well, kind of sum it up a bit because we do have a developer in the side chat that does want to listen, and he doesn't want players to quit. So give him a couple of ideas that could work towards keeping an active player from wanting to quit.
Oh man.
Like things that your wish list of what they could have done. Just a couple of them that could make a player that's wanting to quit to come back and just play in coin or whatever.
I mean, honestly, I don't know where to begin. I mean, we all know Kicksave's got their little issues with the lag and all that shit.
Right.
Their upgrades, everybody wants, another dozer, blah, 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 blah. I've been playing this game long enough. I mean, my ID is like lower numbers, etc., etc. Anonymous is playing it. All you guys, everybody that were on the panel with me has played this game
Long
long enough.
time.
I don't know. My interests, I can't really fault Kicksay. I gotta fault them for. I don't fault them. I fault me because I'm losing a little bit of interest because I got so much stuff going on outside of this game.
Oh, okay.
And for me to play it, this is almost like a second commitment. If I don't keep up with everything they're compounding us with, there's no way in hell I can compete with anybody on this panel or anybody out there in War Commander.
So, do you think that's probably one of the reasons why it's harder for Kickside to keep players? Is because it's so hard to keep up?
I wouldn't want to answer for Kickside. I truly wouldn't. I don't know the ultimate outcome. I mean, I play this game for enjoyment, and that's the end of the line. You know what I mean? You can blow my shit up, I can blow your shit up. At the end of the night, I hit start repair, and I go to bed. You're not blowing my house up or anything like that. I don't know. I don't know the answer to your question.
Well, what about what Smog says to keep key players from quitting? Strengthen the communication between the teams. Community is what keeps the people in this game largely.
Well, I mean, okay, look at us. I mean, I'm friends with some of you guys on the panel. I'm not friends with some of you guys on the panel. But I made friends in a damn war game that it's unbreakable. You know what I mean? Even though we haven't met in real life, some we have, some we haven't. But Kicksay has gave us this platform to play on, and I mean, I love it, and at the same time, I'm gonna sound retarded, but I hate it because I just it to me it's like work.
Yeah, you kind of have to log in every day and set something to upgrade and then log out. Otherwise, you fall way behind.
But I mean, I gotta commend Kicksay. They do a hell of a job. They've kept me interested, and at least I want to say I could be wrong, but at least I'm borderline on 8 years on this game. So I mean, you gotta hats off to them, but like, I don't know the end result.
Well, I think they're going on a good path right now and I'm gonna get to where we can start doing shout outs here shortly and get to a closure here for tonight. But I think what you're saying is, Kickside is fine. It's just it's a combination of real life, but at the same time, coming back to the game because of friends and just to see what's new, I guess. Would that be kind of accurate to some extent, Destry?
Well, that's kind of good. I mean, like I said, if you don't keep current with it, you're going to be so far behind. I know they give you offers and everything like that throughout here and there.
Yeah. I guess that's something that they'll have to keep working on periodically and see how people think. And I think the surveys that they have are wonderful.
Yeah, I
Um,
do. I do too.
yeah, and like Smog said, if you quit for 6 months, you give up forever.
I can't ever give up forever, but
And it seems to me that they only players from becoming bored. So it's content, 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 but occasional players left behind. Yeah, that's true. That's true. Well, I guess overall, I think Kickside is going in the right direction. I think as long as they keep putting out these surveys and getting at least the ones that are honest about the playing
yeah,
the events and stuff like that. Look at the ones that are honest about it, not the ones that are just constantly cursing and pissed off.
right. Keep listening to your players. Keep listening to the ones that are supporting.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, there's a lot of people out there in the community play the game. Not all of them coin. And I would never ask any of them to. But I mean, Kixeye is funded off of coin at the
Yeah,
end of the night. But I mean, that's our choice,
yeah,
or whoever chooses the coin.
and just like whenever somebody says hashtag gold sale, well, and then they spend money before the gold sale, and they get pissed off, they want the gold back, and all this other stuff. That could be anybody.
Right.
That's their want to spend when they have the money, and not all Kickside members know when that gold sale is going to come up. It just sometimes happens.
Right.
So I mean, personally, it's just you put your money into it when you want to. If something happens, put in a ticket. Don't expect it back just because there's a gold sale. Because you're willing to put it in. It's not their fault that you put it in and that you lost it. You didn't wait for the gold sale. But then not every event these days anymore has a gold sale. And
Right.
as per, I would say to help kickstart further into making the gameplay better for people to be more honest, but not just spite or be spiteful towards the survey. Surveys help them greatly, especially the ones that they might go to more than the others because they know they'll tell them honestly, hey, this sucks. Can you change this up a notch? Or can you dumb this down a bit? The event's kind of hard.
Right.
Yeah, that sort of thing. I think that could be more helpful, more beneficial to them. I would think if they, I don't know, if they would work with more of the events in such a manner to kind of take some of these ideas and work them into play to see if it's doable. I heard something about the spiders coming back. I heard a lot of people don't like that.
Onyx.
Yeah, and
Why? Because it's hard. It's a challenge.
it's
Well,
hard.
yeah, a
It's
lot
a
of people don't
Oh
challenge.
my god. Yeah. See, and I think just like in this game, we have society, man. It's full of a bunch of whiny bitches. I mean, I'm gonna, I'll say it how it is, man. We're gonna complain about a gold sale. Oh, I want a gold sale. I want to go.
Yep.
Dude, you're getting something. It's a gift. How can you run your mouth and complain when you're not getting a gift?
Yeah.
Oh, Onyx is coming back. The spiders. Yeah, they were difficult. Yeah, I enjoyed the shit out of it though. I mean,
Give you something to work
you
for.
really want to sit here and play a game that you just snap your fingers and call it a day? I know there's, 1,000 people out there that, show me how to Ruby this, or, I don't
Right.
want to put any effort in. Come on. I mean, this is a game. You play it to have fun.
I like wasting my shit. You know what I mean?
And
When I
the best part about it is when your shit dies, you
Yeah.
hit the repair button.
Yep.
You walk away.
That's what I'm saying.
Oh,
I can take several plats into a base, and if I lose my ass off, okay, I'll learn from it. I'll do it better next time.
and on that note, I think we should do shout outs. What do y'all think?
It's up to you.
All right.
You the boss.
Zachary, you can go ahead and type yours into the side chat. Destry, go ahead.
Oh man, why'd you have to start me? All right, first off, I want to give a shout out to Kicksay. I rag on him a lot, and I do want to tell the people out there, when you turn your tickets in, please don't do like I used to do. I used to MF them from the gate. It got me nowhere. It got me a response, but it wasn't a good response. Trust me, they're doing a good job. I gotta give hats off to Kicksay. No matter what I got going on, I commend Kicksay. I want to shout out to the panel. I want to shout out, well, back up to Kicksay again. Sorry, I'm gonna jump around. But to the new one coming on to Kicksay, I think we talked about that last week.
Yep.
You know, God help you, dude. You got your work cut out for you. Because if you deal with people assholes like me, that ain't quite an asshole now, but I commend you. And the rest of my shout outs to the panel, my group, my sector. I want to give a shout out to Anonymous too. I'll see you again.
Thank you, sir.
You're welcome. It's all in fun with me, man.
Alright.
I lost power. I'm actually on my phone now and getting attacked on my iPad.
Oh.
It is not me, just so you know.
Well, Anonymous, would you like to go ahead and give your shout out? You just came back in time.
I'll give a shout out to Home Sector 87 MOD. I know a lot of people hate us, but you know, they're great friends, great fun to play with. Give a shout out to you guys at Unshackled. I love how you guys have a unbiased show by the players for the players. You know,
Thank you.
you guys are great. It's awesome. And I'll give a shout out to Storm Chaser, because out of everybody at Kicksai, you know, he's always the one that, you know, answers, and he does his best to help us out and give us the information that he can when he can. He's very quick to communicate. I really appreciate that.
Awesome. Depot, your turn.
All right, I'm gonna start this shout out with a gripe real quick. I just went through my new gear store. Excited for the new hero. This should be fun. Then I click over to the exchange, and I see legendary laser tank, legendary mega tank, legendary hellfire for 1 blood door piece. And I have to say, are you out of your mind? Those 3 units right there should be in the regular gear store for approximately 300,000 medals a pop. Anybody who wastes a blood door on any one of those, in my opinion, is either brand new to the game or just full on retard. That's the politest way I can say it. I'm sorry. Definitely should have put those tokens in here for the Raptors and the Hellstorms, though. Those I do believe are worth the blood door. But other than that, I'll do shout outs to everybody on the panel, everybody on YouTube. You know, I am going to second that shout out to Storm Chaser. Storm Chaser has done a phenomenal job in this game since day one. He is in touch with everybody. I know he has answered me every time I've sent him a message, and you know, he's just doing a really good job trying to keep the community in the know. So, other than that, everybody on the panel, man, thanks for putting on the show. I apologize for being late. I had to feed the kids.
Oh, you're fine. That leaves it to me. David.
I'm not here.
Oh, can I do one real quick shout out?
Go ahead.
To the lovely Queen of War Commander, Skipjack.
Oh, there you go. All right. My shout out, of course, is to the panel and to YouTube, because without YouTube, there wouldn't be a panel. And of course, we're here to help the players. And of course, Storm Chaser, as always, you're always welcome to join us on the side chat. And if you're ever feeling frisky and want to join us on the panel, just let us know. And as far as his warpath goes, just have fun. Don't worry about the infamy. Just get the honor. Kill some shit. Have some fun. And let's see who gets to sit next to Storm Chaser in the next warpath. Don't worry. We're going to come and get you too. We're out. Y'all have a good night.